Oh my gosh, you're here!
Welcome to My Chatbot Life, where chatbot marketers share high converting strategies in this new conversational marketplace. Each week, MKJ introduces you to bot builders who are just like you, a little techie, a little markety, and a whole lot of geeky. Buckle up as Chatbot Mom enjoys another journey into My Chatbot Life.
All right, my chatbot lifers, here we go. I get to talk to another incredible dear friend of mine, Mr. John Preston, over there across the pond, so to speak, or across the Atlantic from me over in the UK. How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing incredibly well. Thank you so much. Thanks for having me on again for my second time.
I know.
So, really pleased to be here.
Oh, I know. And so we're not going to go over, I will definitely put the information on John's first conversation with me so that he answered all my tough questions way back then. We're here as part of our series where we're trying to help people deal with all these changes and Messenger and iOS 14 and blah, 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 right? All the changes that we've got. It almost kind of feels like a broken record because it happens so often. And let's just kind of start there. It happens so often because it's kind of like life, right? What do you think? What do you think's going on? And all these things that Facebook is throwing at us and Google and Apple's throwing at us.
As you said, this is life, and we're at the forefront of this. This is the frontier when it comes to marketing, and things just change all the time. And you just take Facebook, for example. Their motto is always going to be, we're going to break stuff. We're going to break it and we're going to rebuild it. Now, if everything that you're building your platform on kind of technically depends on that and they break it, then you're technically stopped. You know what I mean? And we've talked many times, and how many times has everything just gone to, right, that's the end, game over. You think this is bad. How about the time when they said, right, no more bots for 3 months?
Yeah. Yeah, we have a short memory. Yeah, we have a short memory, right? I mean, that wasn't that long ago. Or what about the time when actually Facebook actually shut down? I mean, they were gone for like a day and a half or something, right? What are you going to do?
And then the time when all of the tags went. And then the time when the +1 went. Do you remember that good old +1? I loved that +1.
I know.
And then the few tags they gave us, those were all gone. It's.
Oh yeah, and then when we could apply, remember we could apply for that subscription messaging, right? I mean, when we all applied for it and we got accepted because we were kind of like quasi news sites, and then that went away. I mean, yeah, come on, people, I get it. Yeah, we're showing our age here. We're showing the fact that we've done this quite a long time. And you're right. You're so right. I love it when you said that. The whole platform is based on the premise that we're going to break things and then rebuild it and figure it out. So if you already know that that's the platform you're building on, well, then you better be prepared for it.
And you see, obviously we're active in all these communities, and you see the way that people react to it, and it's the same every time.
Yeah.
And you'll get the news hits, and you've got the people who go, right, that's it, rip it up. I'm not doing this anymore. I've deleted all my subscribers. There's no point in doing this anymore, and I'm going to go off and drive a truck because they can't go off. And then we've got the people who just go, okay, let's just chill out for a second. Let's just see what this actually means. And, they come out with this great big Facebook, we're going to do this. And Facebook being Facebook, it's not clear that exactly what they're going to do. It's just vague. Yes. We're going to do all this, and it sort of means that. So what does it mean? Who knows? Who knows what it means? And, all these EE changes.
Yeah.
The day one when you think, you remember the doomsday book? What's going to happen? Nothing happened.
Yeah, exactly.
And, all these things, and half of the things actually just didn't go anywhere because they'd found a fix for it already. So, having been through this many times, that it really is just a case of you need to just take a step back and say, let's just see what happens. And then when we know what the problem is, we can figure out what we've got to work with and how we move forwards. And, as people who are successful in this game, and whether it is, just on the Facebook Messenger or Facebook ads, or building our omni-channel strategies, moving people off to different parts of the funnel in different places. We've got all of these things, and you find the problems. You are paid the money because you solve that problem, rather than going, well, I don't know, I just can't do it. That's the end. You are the expert. You earn the big bucks because, do you know what? That's happened. I've got a solution for it.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. I have so many people come to me that want to learn how to build bots or learn how to build an agency. And basically all they're trying to do is take a template and put it on a client's account, charge them $500 and move on. Well, that's not the person who's going to be the problem solver, right? They're not the ones actually diving into the business and being a partner with their clients and trying to figure things out and help improve their business. So I'm one of those people that people hire me and they pay the big bucks to hire me and my team, and we try and figure things out. Just like you said, the difficulty comes that really there was a big shift in my brain with the latest issues we were having during our US elections, in the COVID, all of that, where Facebook just changed their algorithm, made it so sensitive, so crazy that my clients were being shut down for no reason. Their bots were being restricted, their pages were being restricted, their ad accounts were being restricted. They did nothing wrong. I was like questioning myself, do I know the rules? I thought I knew the rules. What's happening, right? And made sure I figured things out. And yeah, no, these are the right rules. Yep, we're using the confirmed event tag correctly. We're using the other tag correctly. We're using OTNs the way we think is correct. But we're just now finding out more about the OTN tag even, but they still get shut down. So the only part about that I couldn't find a workaround for was that fact that my clients were being restricted for no reason. They were doing nothing wrong. Everything was following the rules, and they were still being restricted and losing business. So what do you do in that situation? How do we find a workaround for a restriction that is not our fault?
Well, you can't. If it's a case of all we're doing is Facebook advertising and we're doing everything right, and an algorithm has incorrectly shut half of the businesses down, you're not going to be able to find a solution for that. And I think, the sort of things that we're doing, I think, is kind of future-proofing and just being not 100% reliant on Facebook. Yes, I think messenger marketing is a seriously powerful tool, but is it my only tool? No. So if one thing breaks, then I've still got YouTube advertising. I can still send people to my website-based chat type funnels. I can still send, I can still do other things. So just because one thing breaks, I've kind of always got a plan B and a plan C. So, but yeah, if something just breaks down and it's not your fault, and, stuff's broken for a couple of days, everyone else is in the same situation. It's not like all your competitors aren't getting shut down. We're all in the same boat. So take the weekend off. Enjoy yourself. No one's running ads. It was around the election time. All your CPMs have got about 3 times higher, so you saved yourself some money.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. That was so hard. That's the only part that I really find difficult. I agree with you 100%. I'm gonna be in there. I'm gonna problem solve. I'm gonna figure things out. But when it impacts my client and I can't do anything about it for a couple of days, except to say, okay, do you have your email list running still, right? Or are you doing other ads besides Facebook ads? But the part that I manage is that messenger communication part. And we can't do anything. For example, a client who has an e-commerce store and there's no outbound at all, no push messages at all. They're all inbound. They're all receipt requests, requests for shipping notifications, customer service questions. It's all inbound, nothing outbound, and they get restricted. We're like, what? Why? We're not. There's nothing outside of 24 hours. Why would that happen? And and they can't respond to customer requests, and they get over 200 orders a day, that's a problem. That's something that's going to hurt their business. And I can't necessarily tell them to go somewhere else. They already have their email running, right? They already have the same thing in email, but this is where people are asking questions. They're coming in to ask questions. In that situation, if you're in that same boat listening to me, I get it. I get it. It's tough. It makes you angry. It makes you frustrated. Your client's looking to you like, what are you doing? And all you can do is go back to them and say, I am so sorry. I'm trying everything I can. I'm going to, try and contact that's what I did. I contacted ManyChat, and I'm just like, all right, ManyChat, what is the problem? Where is it? Because they can tell me that. I don't know which message is the problem or which issue is the problem, but ManyChat does. So if this is happening to you, reach out to ManyChat support, ask them what happened? Why did this happen? And then they can help you understand. Another situation where a client of mine, I'm trying to get a broadcast message, a paid sponsored broadcast, and I can't because it's telling me that the admin is in the EU, right? It's an EEA issue, whereas there's no admin in the EEA, right? So then also they're saying, well, once we got that cleared up, now you still can't send a broadcast because you don't have Facebook admin permissions. Well, yeah, I do, but with going through that situation and not giving up, what we found was that I was in their business manager account as my business, as my agency, not as me personally. So I had to switch that. So even though you think things are the way they need to be, when you start diving into the details, they might not be. So ask ManyChat. And they will tell you who's in the business manager. And I'm like, well, it's my agency. No, you have to personally be in the business manager, not your agency, in order to run the sponsored messages. So all those things come to light once you start asking those questions, even though you think you're doing it right. So just don't give up. Don't give up. You're going to continue figuring it out and finding solutions. But if you just throw up your hands and go, oh, sorry, client, can't do it, don't know why, you're not helping them solve any problems, and you're not doing yourself any favors. So this has taken us a long time.
If you know that what you're doing is right, or technically I should be able to do this, but you can't, then there is a solution.
Somewhere.
There is a solution.
Yeah.
And then we sort of have to look at things like, well, what happens if there isn't a solution? And it isn't just a case of, we all lose clients. We all have, as you said before, have clients that lose faith. And there are two types of problems. One that you can do something about, and one that you can't do anything about. And the ones that you can't do anything about, such is life. And the ones that you can do stuff about, go and do it instead of complaining about it.
What a concept.
Yeah. I mean, my personal situation, and I know you know this as well, is that I've gone through a very, 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 very hard time with my daughter. We nearly lost her before Christmas, and it's always quite a roller coaster. And we've had multiple conversations where we've had video calls, and I'm sat on a hospital ward. So I think you've had the tour of most Manchester hospitals with me and my daughter. And I could very well just be going, I've got too much going on. I don't have time for this. I could be an absolute victim to this situation, but it's not. Literally, all of the hospitals know me because I'm always doing video calls to people sat by the bedside or off in a room, and you make it work. You find a way around it. You find the solution. And if it's worth doing it, you will find a way to do it. Just don't give up on that. And like you're saying, it's exactly the same thing. Yes. That if you know you can do something, you find a way to make it happen.
Yes, I agree. I hear you. Most people don't know me from when I went through situations like that basically made me who I am. And when I was 8 months pregnant with my youngest son, and I fell and broke both my legs and had casts up to the knee on both legs and couldn't walk, couldn't do anything for myself, couldn't take a bath, couldn't wash my hair, couldn't make any food for it was just a complete stop. Nope, you're no longer living any life you thought you were living. And going through that, it's nowhere near possibly losing a child. I cannot, I hope I never understand, actually intrinsically understand, right? I can empathize, I can sympathize, but I hope I never have to go through that. But we've all gone through something in our lives where we've been challenged. And if you can take that and you just give up, then you really, that's fine. Go get a job, go find another way to make a living. But entrepreneurship is going to be a daily struggle. It's going to be daily dealing with those kinds of situations. So the more you can draw on those personal situations that you have overcome, the easier it will be to draw on your entrepreneurial chutzpah, your entrepreneurial game plan.
It all drills down to the same two things, doesn't it? And that is, we've got this situation. It can be a personal situation, or it can be Facebook's moved all the goalposts again, whatever the situation happens to be. And you're either going to be a victim of that situation, or you're going to make the absolute most of it. And from just at the kind of personal side, that it was just the most horrendous situation. I'm very fortunate that I've got a really good team in the business, business partners that are there and said, listen, you just go and do what you need to do and we'll handle this. And the sort of stuff I could do by the bedside. So we got through it with their support, and most of the customers were just brilliant, and some of them didn't even know there was any change. Or then we've got, this sort of stuff that happens with Facebook all the time. And it's, well, do we play a victim to this? Do we say we can't do it? Or do we just get on with it? So you're either a victim or you make the most of the situation. And the people who win, the entrepreneurs, the people who are really, you look at the people who are high profile within the bot building community, they find solutions.
Yes.
When all this kicks off, the last one, there are people in there going, I give up. There are people going, here's a solution. Here's a workaround.
Yeah. Yes.
So be the person with the workaround.
Yes. Or at least seek those people out. One of the two, right? If you don't have it and you haven't gone far enough into this world yet that you can figure that out, there are people around you who can help you do that. Just go into the communities, ask questions, ask for help. The people who will help you will be there. And and I did have a time when I just was so frustrated and just ready to give up. This last couple of months, I've just been ready to just say, ManyChat, Messenger, Chatfuel, anything in Facebook Messenger, I'm done. I'm out of here. I'm done. I can't stand it anymore. And that actually made me dive headfirst into another solution that I have that you and I have talked about probably almost a year ago, right? And it's progressed. I've helped them. I've done consulting with them, and so I have another solution that I can use. But I've gone back and said, okay, that doesn't mean that I have to completely turn my back on Messenger. There are times that I can take that hybrid model and maybe start in Messenger and then continue over in this other platform, just like we do with everything else we do. Start in Messenger and continue in email, start in Messenger and continue in SMS. As long as you have all of those options and you are tapping into every possible solution for your clients and for your business, you're fine.
So how about this as well, that perhaps these situations, they come along, but when you come out the other side of it, what you're offering for your client is twice as good as what you were offering them before. Not only have you found a solution, but you've actually given them just more of a marketing ecosystem. So if I was just doing Facebook ads into Facebook Messenger, now I'm doing Facebook ads and YouTube ads, and those ad destinations are Messenger and websites, and we're collecting emails, and we're collecting SMSs, and we're adding people to groups, and we're going to other platforms. We use things like Landbot, and then you've got the Openless app. And so instead of Facebook ads, Facebook Messenger, now we've got different entry points and different parts of the funnel and all this huge thing. So how about, instead of this being a problem, actually it's just pushed us into a bigger, better solution that's future-proofed?
Yes, that's exactly it. And our clients need us to do that. That's why we are not just bot builders. We are conversational marketers. We can take that conversation and develop it in all sorts of ways through all sorts of platforms, but it's the same concept, the conversation that converts. And if we are that expert, there is no way that our clients can't value that, because we are there for them saying, okay, we get it. Things happen, but we're going to make sure that we have fail safes. We have trap doors everywhere, so that when one thing doesn't work, we've got a trap door to get us immediately over here to continue that conversation and not let it impact your business. It is.
And learn from these experiences as well. So all of this happened. And again, we've been through this multiple times, and we will go through it multiple times again. But if you go through it this time, and let's say this is your first time of Facebook throwing you an almighty curveball, and you do nothing about it, and then when they throw you the next one, you're still sat there going, what do I do? This is just a disaster. You've not learned from that first experience and built in other things. So now, Facebook can shut accounts down, they can turn off ads, they can change things. Do you know what? That doesn't stop my business. That doesn't stop my clients.
No, you're right. So how do we get that? Let's just kind of end this with that resilience, because that's really what it is. It's being resilient. And resilient is in the face of adversity. You continue, you find a way. And how does that resilience, how do we build that up? Can we just say we're going to do it, or is it through experience only, do you think?
For me personally, it was through experience and almost to having no other choice. I think that the personal resilience came first and changed me as a person. And the fact that, just deep down, because it was something that was so important, I had to do it. I had to make that work. I had to be able to live life. I had to just make the positive choices and make the absolute most of it, that I've then transferred that into a business mindset. So I wouldn't say it's something that everybody naturally has, but certainly, if it's something that is natural to you, the next time that something happens, your first step needs to be backwards. Just take a step back, breathe, see what happens, rather than just reacting and this is a disaster. Because you know what? It usually isn't. No.
I agree. And the thing that usually triggers me to tap into that is something my husband has said to me in the 17, I think it's 17, almost 18 years of being in online business. And he has said this in the beginning. He's said this anytime there's a tough patch, he just says to me, well, why don't you just go get a job? And when he says that, that is just, okay. That ain't happening. Sorry.
You consider yourself employable?
I am absolutely unemployable. So anytime things like that happen, and he says, well, why don't you just go get a job? I'm just like, nope, here we go. Let's double down. Let's figure this out. This is not going to happen, because I can't. Anytime I think about going and getting a job, I'm like getting sick to my stomach. There's no way I can do that. It's just not an option. So what that has done is made me resilient for revenue generation. It has made me go, all right, what am I going to do? How is this going to work? How can I tap into the information that I have, the experience that I have, the resources that I have for myself and my clients, and just get it done? That's all I need, is somebody to tell me, go get a job. And it's like, okay, done. You're done. Nope, that ain't happening.
And once you make that shift into, yep, I'm going to find a way.
That's it.
Always find a way.
Always do. And I never go back down to zero, right? So, entrepreneurship is this, like a heartbeat, right? It has a high, it has a low, it has a high, it has a low. And in those low times, that low never gets as low as it has been. There's always a higher low and then a higher high. So it just keeps going up that way. I never get all the way down to zero. I never get all the way down to whatever that minimum is, 5,000 a month or 10,000 a month. I never get below that previous limit that was set. And it always goes up from there, because I have that skill. I have that ability to just figure it out. And I tap into people like yourself and my network of people that I know. And I go and see, okay, what's happening? What kind of workaround can I do? Where are things happening? I create some of my own, but I tap into my network because we are such an amazing community of conversational marketers. We're all in different niches. We all have different skill sets and strengths. And I'm telling you, people, if you're listening to my voice, you have a network of people available to you that can help pull you through.
And the real cool thing is that most people, if you reach out to them and just say, I need some advice on this, they will give you that time.
Yes.
No question. They will give you half an hour. Just come and talk to me.
Yeah.
Have some counseling, some professional counseling with me about your systems, and we'll figure it out. And most people are totally up for helping you.
Yeah, definitely. We are definitely very, very fortunate. I am so grateful for the community we have. We are very fortunate. So there is no reason, unless you really do not like this kind of life, more power to you. Go find another kind of life you like. But if you are in this, I thrive on this. Actually, I thrive on my operations manager calls me an energy junkie, and I am absolutely that. I thrive on that energy. I thrive on that. My husband also knows me. I've brought him up twice now, poor guy. But he also knows me as a debater. I will debate a subject until there's nothing. I'll debate it dry, and I will find a way to say whatever I need to say.
So debate it until you win.
I will. Yeah. I do. Yes. And he would be saying, yes, John, you got it. That's right. That's what she does. I do. Yeah. So thank you. Is there any other piece of advice you can give anyone listening about managing these situations, dealing with them, being able to step back? I love what you said. Just step back and take a deep breath, and then you'll find a way. Any other piece of advice that you can offer?
I think that pretty much covers it. As I said, I've gone through some absolutely horrendous situations recently, and you just take a breath. Take a breath. It is never that bad, and there is pretty much always a way through. So don't just give up. Don't react. Take a step back. Think about it. The solution's there.
Thank you, sir. So love talking to you every time we get a chance. I still cannot wait to come visit you. And in the meantime, take care of that beautiful little girl and give her a bunch of kisses. And I will definitely speak with you again real soon.
Look forward to it.
Thanks for listening to the My Chatbot Life podcast. To watch this video chat, visit mychatbotlife.com and get all the rocket boosters you need for your own chatbot success.